Well, we need an update on everything happening in terms of fires. And yesterday, we know that a fuel station was razed down after an explosion in Tesi, a suburb of Accra, destroying vehicles and commercial structures. And there was also a fire outbreak at Kokomemle right here in Accra. And then this morning, we are hearing of the fire outbreak, which is actually on your screens right now, happening right now in Adum, Kumasi. And on Zoom this morning, we want to engage the public relations team for the Ghana Fire Service. DO1 Alex Kingnate joins me right now. Alex, thank you so much for making the time to speak to us. We've seen what we are seeing right now. What is the latest information you have on the fire happening right now in Adum, Kumasi?
Our officers are still on ground. Our regional commander and other service commanders.
Alex Nate, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I was saying that, what is the latest information you have on the fire outbreak happening right now in Adum, Kumasi? In the short time of about 30 minutes that we were sitting here for the news review, we saw the fire move from one building to the adjacent one and down. What is the latest information you have? We were told that they were waiting for ladders.
So the ladder is currently in. Our officers we currently have 5 fire tenders drawn in from different parts of Kumasi, including Ejiso, Apachapa, and then Tech, all currently at the scene working so hard to make sure that the fire is contained. The unfortunate thing is that looking at how close the buildings are situated, it is making the spread quite rapid. But we are doing our best to make sure that we tackle the fire and prevent it from further spread, so that we'll be able to extinguish the fire finally. And
Alex, I mean, also you can, I stand corrected, these cranes or ladders, I'm looking for an explanation as to why these fire tenders that arrived on the scene in the first, at the first time, didn't have the ladders to quench the fire as soon as possible. And they had to wait on reinforcements before they can start reaching all the way up there. And this is just a 2- or 3-story building. What's the explanation there?
It's actually 3-story building. And so what happens is that we've always bemoaned our lack of logistics. And so within the whole of Ashanti region, we have just one turntable ladder. That is the ladder that we use to be able to get to height. So it has to do with proximity.
Alex, are you saying the whole Ashanti region has one crane ladder?
Yes, turntable ladder. The same with Accra, the same with Tema. We all have just one ladder that's to get to that height. So the first appliance that was closer has to get there, and currently as we speak, the turntable ladder is there fighting the fire.
This is tragic. We know that you just got a new fire chief, but since you started speaking up about the lack of equipment or inadequate equipment in the Ghana Fire Service, have the authorities, have they done anything about it yet?
Oh, yes. We've had assurance from the Honorable Minister, Honorable Musaka, assuring us that within a short time, they are making provisions for new fire tenders for us. Again, our chief fire officer, in an engagement with her, has firmly assured us that as part of her commitment in taking over the realm as the chief fire officer, she's going to prioritize the procurement of fire tenders to help us in our performance of our duty. So as of now, we are making do with what we have, pending, the arrival of these fire tenders, which we are hoping will be timely, looking at the spate of fires they are recording nationwide.
Alex, before we go to what happened in Tesi, I want your opinion on this, your expert opinion. The way people were gathered around there, watching on, looking on as the fire razed down those buildings and even the adjacent building, at some point it came to the floor and we saw people moving to salvage whatever goods were in those sacks that we saw. Is there a way we can avoid this? Because I know for a fact that sometimes these fires explode and human beings' lives are put in danger. What do you think about what we saw, how human beings were just standing around very close to where the fire, the fire was?
It's a very unfortunate situation that people keep interfering in firefighting. They try to salvage, but what they they don't realize is that the more they get close to things like this, the more they put themselves in harm's way. These fires keep dropping, and you realize that a lot of these shops have tarpaulins all over them. And once the fires trickle down and they fall on these tarpaulins, that is where the fire spreads. And so as they are down there, the fire can easily fall on them. Again, with the building being subject to this amount of heat, it tends to probably make the building a bit weak and can make parts of the building even fall off. Our men are in helmets, but these civilians are not. Our men are protected to an extent, but these civilians are not. That's why we always make sure that we always prioritize them, making sure that they don't get close to the scene since they are not well protected, but their adrenaline runs high, and that's why we follow on our colleagues, the Ghana Police Service, to help us with controlling them and keeping them away.
Now, yesterday we saw that a fuel station was also raised after an explosion in Tesi. What do we know as we speak that started that explosion, and what is the latest update on that as well?
Well, it happened yesterday where a gas fuel station, from what we gathered, is the Gao or this unauthorized fuel station. Unfortunate thing is that they are not even supposed to be situated so close to where people settle. But then they are settled, and a vehicle was bringing gallons of petrol, which they intend to sell. So as the vehicle had brought the gallons of petrol and were offloading this petrol, it caught fire. And so it burnt the car, it burnt the fuel station with 2 pumps there. The office of the fuel station was also burnt. A drinking bar just behind the office was burnt. A provision shop was also partially burnt. And the barbering shop close by was also partially burnt. Looking at the close situation of these shops, we had to make sure that we contain the fire from further spread. There was a school close by with school children in there. We had to make sure that the fire does not even spread to that school also, and then be able to protect lives and property. So yes, there was some damage, but we were able to salvage a lot more and protect human lives from any harm.
Adum, please stay with me. I'll go to Nana Adum, who is a multimedia journalist on the grounds for us. But do we know what started the fire? I think the Love FM producer was telling us, Eugene Osetutu was telling us that it's suspected that it was the power fluctuations that started it. What do you know?
That's what we are also hearing, but it will help us in our investigation. But then again, we're also subjected to investigation to confirm or ascertain the veracity of this, whether truly is that or maybe something might have happened. So we are not being comfortable with that claim. We are looking into it, to be sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Don't go away yet. I want to engage Nana Adum. Nana Adum, thanks for joining us. I understand you are boots on ground for us at Adum Kumasi, where that fire is raising down some buildings. Talk to us. What can you report?
Early Friday morning, they are unable to make sales because fire has been spreading rapidly and getting closer to where they make their sales. And so this is what you can see over here. I have a trader here, and he's trying to interact and have a say as to what happened, transpired over the day. And then they see, oh yeah,
fresher. My name is fresher. Me fresh and calendar. Me fresh and coming 4:30. Me see from an animal say Johnny Dam. Jano Kwan John Rachel do say Ben and I say baby any man is no. That Tom de Guinea fresh.
Oniaman out on in us. And then I'll sharp and Eddie Jawe by it.
Some me from me qua me flatch dear to when I am the baby dua. Me qua to be seen from a Musa Johnny Dam when some to. The name in our Blaboning ideas. They said, dear, no mamma idea.
Oniaman no share the total worth will be like how much?
Sir, after a master to about 80-something million, I could buy 100 million. Minimum 80-something million. After the master to after the master to crack, and you might taste. If I say, everyone's already a cabin, 100 million. I say,
that's a pie, Maoyako. Now, a day now, share a bit to me, a bomb to say, said a bay, John the Baba form. They said they are doing here fire service for. Omaba Haba, you would the echo. Omaba has you would the echo. So you can see that right now, they are paving way for the fire tender to move in to bring the fire down. That's the fire tender machine, and there are a number of them up there in front of the Hello FM building where the fire started. A number of them, about 4 machines are in front of the Hello FM building trying to quench the fire from that end, and a number of them are also coming to this side to quench the fire from this end. And you can see the trader. And these are very stranded traders at the KJTR market, saying that they need more fire tender machines to come in to quench the fire. You can see it's spreading rapidly.
Kumasi Central Market. I just thought to say that Kumasi Central Market. I was at the whole Kumasi Fire Service Kanyana at Muba. I knew man Tamuna in your fear back. Rock of Faka back on a cabin. I was a carton. Now say to Muba. What's it? I am market.
Okay. And you see that there's the Kumasi Central Market, KJTR Central Market, and blue light is in there. The other buildings are where they make shoes and sell shoes. The makers are all in there, and you can see the next building to Hello FM is also for other goods, and the traders who occupy all those shops are counting their losses. They are devastated and they are stranded because they've lost almost everything. It will be very difficult from the scenes here to get to see or to make out with anything whatsoever. It's very serious. This gentleman here, you work at the blue light.
Yeah, I work at the blue light. What I want to tell the fire service people is that we suffer to get money from blue light. Look at the loans. Some people, they have collected so many loans. Please, why is it that the fire service, you cannot just off the fire for us? Why?
It's difficult, they say, because it's spreading rapidly.
Oh, the fire is very massive. It started around 6 o'clock in the morning. They came here around 8 o'clock. Why should it happen like that? Why?
Okay, so that's a bitter trader. He's sad because, according to him, the fire tenders did not come here early to quench the fire when they called upon them around 6 a.m. when the fire had started. He works at the blue light, and blue light is just on my left. And on my left where blue light is, you can see that everything is gone. The fire tender machines are finding it difficult even to make it inside the blue light to quench the fire. Meanwhile, the frontage of Hello FM is also crowded as other traders are also moving out their goods for fear that the fire will spread into their shops. You can see that the traders are helping the fire tenders themselves, and the fire, just as we were saying, got to this end. That is what you see in your shots. It just got down here from up there, and it's now down here. The traders are helping the fire tenders to quench the fire from up to down, and it is very much important for all of them to come together to help quench the fire, because the rate at which it is actually spreading looks very serious and seems very, very dangerous. If care is not taken, the entire building would suffer from the spread of the fire. That is why they have to join the fire tenders, the fire service operatives, in quenching the fire from all angles. Just as I indicated earlier, the building next to Hello FM is where the fire started from around 6 a.m. The fire tenders, according to the traders, did not respond to their calls earlier. That is what the traders say led to the spread of the fire. The tenders also came in and they were unable to reach the top floor of the building where the fire started. There's a transformer here, and it would be very, very catastrophic if the fire gets to the transformer, because if it happens like that, everybody here might get electrocuted. So the traders and the fire tenders would have to come together to quench the fire from down here so that it doesn't get to the transformer. And from what you can see, it's just close, just very, very much close to the transformer. And my fear and the fear of other traders is that if it gets to the transformer itself, we might not see good scenes here at the Kumasi Central Market, where the fire outbreak is spreading rapidly. It's going all the way to the building downwards the Roman Hill, and we're told that there's blackouts, there's lights out, okay, to prevent any form of electric shock or any form of electrocution. But you can see traders still counting their losses. We would want to go in there to see the traders and also get to hear from them. Sad scenes, very sad scenes here. But you can see fire all over, from Blue Light to Hello FM, descending or spreading rapidly to the shops that are downwards Roman Hill. The fire, we're being told, started around 6 a.m. The residents or the traders tried their best to reach in the fire service as at 6 a.m. when the fire started, but they were unable to reach them. And you can see fire here. You just have to step on it. It's just sad to see that all the goods here, these are goods belonging to traders. You can see that they are unused goods. These are items that they have to sell. But now, from the look of things, they can't make sales with what we are seeing here. So they just have to be packing them to wherever they have to send them to. And just as we said, now the fire just came all the way to, it just gutted a building that was so innocent. That's what you see there. It's spreading. It continues to spread, and this time around you can hear sounds of desperation from traders, and it looks like the entire KJTR market is burning. It looks like the entire KJTR market is burning, because from where I am standing, I can even feel the fire myself. That part you see up there was not even part of the places that got burnt, but because the fire is spreading, it has gotten to this part of the KJTR market. We would have to go back a little because it's very, very hot here, and the fire is felt within, even from afar. The traders continue to count their losses, some of them doing so well to move out their items, and it continues to spread. The shops are burning. Hundreds of shops are burning. Hundreds of shops are burning. A fire that started from a top building at 6 a.m. and as at now, 8:02 a.m., the fire is still burning. 2 hours now, fire tenders are unable to quench the fire that started from the top floor of a building. And that's what you see there. Fire all over the KJTR market, the central market within, and even from the blue lights where we indicated earlier, we can see that the fire tenders are unable to quench the fire. The tender that moved in to quench the fire from blue light has no water now. They've told us that they have to get water to fill that tank to make sure that they are able to quench the fire from blue light. Smoke all over the place. Earlier on, when I was entering the KJTR market, I saw people who were suffering from the smoke, and traders who had called in for the ambulance service to come and join in helping the fire attendants, because traders, some of them had fainted and they had to pick them up. A very serious situation this morning, this Friday morning in Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital. The Kumasi Central Market is on fire. All parts of the Kumasi Central Market, all parts of Kumasi Central Market. So this place you see is part of the Kumasi Central Market. Hundreds of shops in there. Hundreds of shops are in there. Shops for various goods, various items, all burnt down. And the place is filled with smoke. So much smoke that it will be very difficult for us to even get closer. So they have water now. A new machine got in, so they are now quenching the fire closer to the transformer. So that's what you see them doing right now. The fire tenders are doing well. But even with that, the fire continues to spread to my left. And all the shops you can see on this building are being affected by the catastrophic fire that started at 6 a.m. this Friday morning. 2 hours after the fire started, the fire tenders are unable to quench the fire. It's sad scenes this morning in Kumasi, and this is very, very much sad because it started from the LOFM building, the top floor of a building next to LOFM. So the traders were expecting the fire tenders to be able to resolve that or quench that fire from the end. But because it was on the top building, the fire tenders were unable to get their machine up there to quench the fire. That delayed the process, leading the fire to spread widely to this range. Where you see now, it's even far, very, very far from where the fire started. But that tells you the severity of the fire that even began on the top floor of the building next to Hello FM. You see the fire tenders, I can say that they are lost. They are lost because the traders are pushing them here. They are also trying to do here. Everybody is trying to save his or her shop. That's what you see them doing. The fire tenders in their elements over there, doing so well to quench the fire. But this doesn't look like anything that is going to end soon because the gravity of it can be felt on ground. Looking at how it is spreading widely. So the camera will just pan up a little bit to see what is happening up there. The top floor of the K Mensa Enterprise building has now been affected by the fire. Everybody here who is a trader is frustrated, feels desperate at this moment because on a Friday morning, 6 a.m., getting to know that your shop is on fire doesn't look like any good news at all. The saddest news you can hear on a very Holy Friday morning, I must say. You can see that efforts are being made by the fire service operatives to make sure that they're able to resolve the fire from all angles. But clearly, what you see here is not what is actually, it's not the only part of the building or the only part of the market that's actually on fire. Where we are currently feels like the third block on fire. So the first block would be the one from Hello FM next to Hello FM building. The second one is that building that follows. The third is where we are currently, and it continues to spread and continues to spread. More dangerous is the inner perimeter or inside the market itself. So the more dangerous part is inside the market itself, where the fire service or the fire tender machines were unable to enter. So they could not enter that end or the inner perimeter itself, where there are hundreds of shops. Because the building is built or is in a square shape. So inside of it is where the machine was unable to enter. And that led to the wide spread of the fire this morning. We would have to go back because the smoke is very serious. We'd have to go back a little bit. Even much more, you can see somebody just so hurt
Jano, you mani bina mepla.
Oh, kafra. Oniema wa hanum say.
Debbie.
Oh, wow. Very, very serious. Just as I indicated earlier, the traders had called in for the ambulance service to also come and help them because a lot of them are also falling off. They are fainting, and this one here is really hurt from his leg because he was trying to help a trader or some of the traders take out their goods from their shops. Now the fire just fell into the streets. Now the fire is on the streets of the KJTR market, from the shops to the streets, and it looks like all of us would have to run away to save our lives. Fire all over Kumasi, fire all over the Kumasi Central Market, all over. And I must clarify that the new KJTR Market building has not been affected. This is the Central Market. Opposite the phase 2 are hundreds of shops that have been affected by the fire. All the way from Hello FM buildings, the buildings next to Hello FM, to this part tells you that it is much more serious. It is much more serious than anybody could have expected. And smoke is all over the place. Smoke is all over the place. This is serious. Fire tender machines coming in. A number of them continue to come, but the fire, stubborn as it is, continues to spread. We're live on Joy, the Joy News channel, and you can see that even the contractors, this is the second phase of the KJTR Market project that is stored. This is the second phase of it. That's what you see on your screens. And the contractors over there have also been supplying the fire tenders with water. Fear is that the shops around Roman Hill might get affected as well, because from the buildings to the street itself where traders had gathered their goods, all efforts haven't yielded results. Let's go back a little bit. And it's even cloudy this morning. Every shop you see here around the KJTR Market is affected by the fire one way or the other. Directly or indirectly, they have been affected. Traders still making out with their goods. They are trying to save the items from being affected by the fire. Yam sellers, tomato sellers, Gary sellers, salt sellers are all affected. Shoemakers, dressmakers, tailors, all of them have been affected by the fire. Serious scenes here this morning at the Kumasi Central Market. We would have to move out from here. So where I am now is where the shoe sellers or the shoemakers normally ply their goods, and you can see that place or that portion very much affected by the fire. They cannot make out with any item this morning because everything is gone totally. The traders who are here have their shops here. See, they have to be taking their goods by themselves, their items by themselves. The little you can save you a lot. That is what they have to do. You hear them say, that is to say that the little they will be able to save can help them. And then I walk on.
Yeah, now look at what's going on. It's just now fire in
yeah, but that's who was up. What Adum say?
Yeah, what's up? I mean, what's up? Me boy, what's up? I say.
Yeah, my Yaku be fine. Be fine. That is a very a very stranded trader who says that his brother has a shop here, and as at now, everything is gone. And all the shops here, you can see, have been affected by the fire. All of them. Everything is gone. From where I am standing, you can see that everything is completely gone. Everything is gone. The shops, their items, everything is gone. The fire that started around 6 a.m., stubborn as it is, spread widely to this portion that was not affected earlier. And now the traders are counting their losses. The smoke makes it very difficult to even get to speak to any of the traders. And even looking at the fact that they are very much stranded, they don't want to speak to us. But you can see a number of the traders who are here in to support their colleagues, those who have not been affected. All of them are here. Those who are coming to buy goods and those who are selling the goods themselves are in here. That is the Otumfo runabout. And you can see thousands of people gathered here, all of them in to see the gravity of the situation that we are talking about. Live on the Joy News channel, you can see police officers directing the traders to stay careful, and thousands of people who have gathered here. You can see a trader who is in tears. She is in tears because her shop has been affected by the fire. Very sad scene this Friday morning. Fire that started from a building next to Hello FM. The top floor was unable to get quenched by the fire tenders. Spread rapidly all the way to Blue Light, and it continues to spread to buildings or shops that are down to the Roman Hill. The Otumfo runabout is very much crowded. Traders are here, buyers are here, suppliers are all here. Relatives are in to support, friends are in to support. And this is because one way or the other, their colleagues have been affected by the devastated fire that started around 6 a.m. at the Kumasi Central Market. Police officers are trying to control the crowd. One, to stop thefts, and two, to make sure that they do not get closer to the places that have been affected by the fire. Nico! So where we are, we have to be very careful because they are throwing items from top, and if we are not careful, it might fall on us. I'd have to find my way out. As you can see, they are dropping items, phone batteries, phones themselves, to make sure that they do not get affected by the fire. Sad scenes at KJTR Central Market. Very sad this morning. You can see the traders up there on the top floor. They just have to be dropping the items in their shops that have not been affected yet by the fire. Phone cases, phone batteries, phones themselves, phone chargers, all over. So a very crowded KJTR market today, and it's not crowded because people are in to buy goods, but because fire has made its way into hundreds of shops this morning. The cause of the fire is not known yet. A thorough investigation will be done about that. The security operatives are clearing this place, so we have to move out, but have to continue. We have to show you what is still happening here this morning. So all that you see from here at the KJTR market, very sad scene. The traders are going out with their items. Items running into millions of cities have been affected by the fire. The fire tenders still doing their very best to make sure that the shops that have not been affected do not get affected. Okay. These are traders, concerned traders, or worried traders, I must say, who are blaming the situation to the intermittent power cuts. That we cannot say as a matter of fact, because a thorough investigation would have to be conducted to make a determination or to ascertain whether or not it was the intermittent power cuts that led to the fire outbreak, or there's something actually that might have contributed to the fire. We have not seen, authorities here yet. We haven't seen the authorities here yet, but we are doing so well to make sure that when they get here, we'll be the first to speak to them. We have been told that the fire tender machines are coming in their numbers. From where we are, we have to be very careful. So, very unfortunate this morning. But this is what we are experiencing in Kumasi, the Shanti regional capital. Fire, fire, fire. That is how it started. And suddenly, it has spread throughout to many shops in Adum. The fire tender machine just got in, another one just got in. This has to go into the other end where the fire just moved to. Clearly, an unfortunate scene in Kumasi. So, this is where it started from. The building in front of me, the Hello FM building, next to it is another huge building. On top of it is where the fire started from. And up there, the fire tenders were unable to solve or quench the fire. So it spread from that end back there and moved all the way to the other end.